Deze is hartstikke awesome Jeff.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I am Jeff Doss. And what is up, Insiders? We are ready for a huge show, one that everyone I know has been excited for. Not only are we going to be talking about all the NASKA changes, but we have on my man here, Tyreek Saint. How you doing, my friend?
What's up, y'all? Appreciate y'all for having me on. Y'all caught me on a good evening. So it is a good evening, and I got to train. So just finished training, got back. Yeah, I'm excited.
Dude, we're glad
Awesome.
you're here, especially with the topics that we're going to touch on. I just think it's going to be great having you on to just share your perspective on some of these topics. And man, I want to dive into a lot about you as well. So this is going to be a great show. I'm stoked.
Let's get it.
It is. What's up, Big Will? How you doing, my friend?
Will, shout out to
Man,
my
right there.
Detroit fam.
That's right. All right, so we already started. We got 20 people already ready. So let's go. So, all right, let's just attack from the beginning of the elephant in the room. Let's start kind of what we talked about, and I'm titling this NASKA changes with Ty Saint as well. So there's a lot of changes going on. They released the rules. What was it, around 12 today? I think the email came out, something like that. And I just finished the class, and I already had 4 calls that people were calling me. Hey, all right, so let's break this down. So, and I know one parent said, all right, let's just go from the top to the bottom and let's read through all these, how this affects everybody.
So I have a quick question.
Yeah.
Was it all the highlighted stuff that were the new stuff, right?
Yeah. So like, so when you get the thing, right, or whatever, the email, there was 3 different PDFs. One is pretty much what changes happened, and they kind of give you an overview of all the changes, right? And then they may tell you, hey, this page is where we address this, and dive deeper into the rules. So honestly, just a good, here, we can't bash everything. There are some positive things in here too. So I like how they break it down to make it simple for you to go and then show you where to do it. So that's a good thing and a good change. Also, in the welcome packet, which they have for like NASKA members, what it does, it shows you all the divisions in there. And then, all the highlighted, all the yellow things are the new divisions. Okay. So there's different things on that. The big thing, let's just get into NASKA fighting rule changes, right? So like what you said, let's go with the one that I think has been confusing people first, and then we'll get into a big one that everyone's talking about.
There's a lot that's confusing.
Correct. I understand. Let's go. So again, NASKA changes. I'm going to look at this as well. So if you look at the fighting, let's see if there is one down there. Yeah. So we have, there's some new things in the senior team format. So people know you don't have to have a 40+ member anymore. It's just all 30+. So that is one change. And so that makes it, I guess, easier to build a team, but it also kind of makes it where you can just stack your team with all 30 and 31-year-olds, right? So
I want, which is,
but then on the other end, Alex, you can't do, so let's say they also said you cannot do 30+ teams and 18+ teams. So let's say you're at, Ty, you can't,
can't use Kev.
If Kevin Walker does senior teams, he wouldn't be able to do 18 teams. So that makes a difference, right, on that part.
Yeah.
Can I just say,
which is crazy. How many competitors do you guys know that do like 18+ teams and 30+ teams?
Right. There's not too many. There's a few that could, but not too many that do, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch that could, sure, but who does?
You know, Kevin and Brian. That's it.
Kevin, Brian, maybe the occasional like Jermon, you know, maybe, you know, but so that's where you're like, okay, I don't know how much this makes sense to like what's the upside of making this change. When we make a change, we want things to improve. Hey, we see that there is an area of need. Let's make this change so that we can improve things. I don't know how this improves anything. Shay, you're right.
I think
it would be a part
I think
of it.
what people I think there hasn't been as many in the senior teams lately, right? So I think they're trying to they don't want to lose that, so they're trying to find a way to keep that going. So they're saying, well, let's just make it open and just say 30 and up, and that way you don't have to have
that could be a thing, and that makes sense. But then when you go, hey, we want to make sure that we get more senior teams, so we're not going to say you have to have somebody at yada da age range, but then also if you do 18 plus now you can't do 30 plus. Okay, well now this doesn't make any sense, because that would be like saying, hey, you can do team forms, but you can pick either team forms or team weapons, which we know you don't have to. All right.
That's true. That's true.
So
yeah, that's a good point on that.
That doesn't make any sense. You can have one team, you can have one person win both team forms and team weapons, and that's okay. And I love it. I think that's good, by the way.
Yeah.
But then you can't have someone win both team fighting and senior team fighting. That doesn't make sense.
Right. I think it's going in line with what they're trying to do.
Rules, as long as like they're consistent. Like if you were to say, hey, we see this inconsistency over here, let's make it fair across the board. Well, now they just did the opposite.
Well, Alex, not really. So their main focus the past 2 years has been clearing up the age discrepancy thing, right? So this is a overall rule of where now you have to pick one age group. So if you're going to fight 18 plus, that means you have to do forms and weapons in 18 plus. If you're going to do 30 plus, like this past year, I did 40 plus weapons and I did 18 plus forms because I was not allowed to do both. So that was kind of where I was at, right? Now I have to choose one. And if I'm going to choose 40 plus weapons, I have to do 40 plus forms and 40 plus fighting, all that across the board, right? So it makes it kind of like, okay, well, if this is my specialty, I'm still at a high level in this, but I still want to, I'm going to start competing and fighting again in 40 plus because I want to, right? Like I'd like to, which I've done before, right? It's been a year or two, but I've done before. So, and that was something that, I used to do before it was that forms and weapons, you had to be at one age group and then fighting could be a different one. Like that was a rule back in like 2014, 2015. Right.
Yeah.
But so I think, that is a big thing that kind of, so what I'm saying is that lines up, that team fighting rule lines up with what they're trying to do overall with the age thing. So at least they're consistent on that part. Right. And again,
okay, so that's a good point. You're right.
Right.
But it does, but I think the other thing that there's this vision of what, hey, we'd love for this to be the end result. But when you put the rules in place and put words to it, immediately, Jeff, we're all as competitors going to do exactly what you said. Oh, well, now we can just stack the team with a bunch of 30 and 31-year-olds who literally just entered the 30 plus, and it's like, okay, well, now all you really did.
This is a good opportunity for someone like a 50 plus competitor to, hey, I want to do team fight, like, again, like, I don't know why there's not a 30, again, I say 35 plus, but 35 plus seems like a 35 plus open weight or a 40 plus open weight or something, right?
Yeah.
That would seem like a great thing for people to do because sometimes those divisions aren't that big and you get to compete with.
I could get behind a 35 plus division.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you did it like that, Ty, and we go, all right, hey, we have 18 to 34, and you just make the weight classes make sense, and you make winning your weight class like a big deal, and then have that be it. Now that goes towards your champion. And then the same thing the other way. Okay, now this makes sense.
So, Alex, so Shay just brought up, you know what? She said, I forever grant NASKA the king of fixing problems people don't care about and ignoring the issues that people are begging for change. So this is kind of goes back to what we were talking about before, was there seems like there's a lot of rules that affect a small amount of people, right? Yep. So,
indeed. Let's point them out.
So we're going to get to that in a second. Go ahead. Oh, and then
let's point them out. Yeah.
All right, wait. I can start with no. Wait, there's one that I just want to point out first and foremost.
Go for it.
Do it.
The first one is I was actually like just really like buckling down on the rules. I actually have the rules up and I got the comments up. Shay, I see you. Yeah. And I was just going and then it caught me off guard. I just realized they banned uppercuts.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Has that always been a thing, or?
Nah, it's yellow.
Oh, okay. So that was a new one. All right.
Yeah, this is new. They just banned a punch, and I could only think of 2 people who throw uppercuts
ever.
Yeah. You're one of them, right?
Indeed. Yeah. The only other person that I can think of that throws uppercuts right now is Kareem. Nobody else. True. Like I don't know where we could get this idea from, but I don't understand how. Like if you see like all the other illegal techniques it's surrounded by, it don't even make sense. Headbutts, hair pulls, bites, scratches, elbows, uppercuts, knees, eye attacks. It's not even in the same realm.
Right.
It don't even make sense.
Yeah. So yeah, that part seems interesting. The other thing was and I think this is the big thing that people are worried about, is the penalties, right? So now we're going where, and I know why it was done, but yeah, enhancing sparring points, non-safety violations, running, leaving the ring, falling to avoid attack. It says are no longer penalty points and won't cause DQ after 3. Now, are you looking at that? I think in the rules there, does it say that those aren't penalty points at all, or what they were trying to say was that it's just not going to add up for a DQ?
You're at H, right? Where it says these are penalty points that will be issued.
Yeah, I think that should be where it is.
Yeah. It says 3 penalty points is a disqualification. A 1 point. Yeah, this is weird. Like, it's weirdly phrased. Penalty if a competitor fails to weigh in. Oh yeah, I'm on the wrong spot. What am I talking about? These are points issued to a point who completes and of the following that are not safety infractions or unsportsmanlike conduct: goes out of bounds unless forced or kicked out, falling down to avoid competition, runs around the ring to avoid competition, stalling or not attempting to engage the other competition, pushing a competitor out of bounds as deemed by the center official, more than one coach or maximum team members are represented at the start of the match, or losing a protest.
So these are still penalty points, but they're not going to add up. Like running out of ring, out of bounds rule is still a thing. It's going to be a penalty point, but it's not going to add up to a DQ. So I think that's the reason why it's confusing, is because of the way it was in this like kind of rules at a glance thing, right? Where it says non-safety violations are no longer penalty points and won't cause DQ after 3. But so from what everyone's saying, points. Yeah. So this is where you really have to dive into the full rule book and not just look at the new changes, right? And kind of get into it more, just so that way that's going to happen, you know. Now, you can keep getting as many penalty points as you want. So I could run out of bounds. It's not going to be a DQ, but 6 penalty points, you know.
I also think like I don't think I've ever seen anybody like get DQ'd for falling down too much.
Well, no, that one they don't call. But out of bounds, they definitely do. That one's a call. I mean, I'm still the person who laughs at how many times people get kicked in the nuts and there's no penalty points, but you know, whatever.
That is
like, to me, That's definitely a safety violation. But whatever. You know, oh, you step out of bounds, penalty. You just made sure this dude could not walk next week. You're good.
I've never like.
Yeah, this is crazy right now.
Okay, so
wait. I want y'all. I'm reading the comments too. I want you guys to put on the big screen, like where it says, "You might as well eliminate hook punches."
Yeah, I can't go all the way up there, but yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, right. Oh.
Well, see, some of these are not. Some of these are not like banned techniques, but they'll just never get called, like a hook punch.
A hook punch.
That just won't call those. And so the problem, there isn't a problem necessarily like big time with one or the other of these rules. But the overarching theme is that it's almost a theme of control, which is okay from an organizational standpoint to say, hey, we need to be organized. We need to control how this thing is going. I get that.
But none of that. Yo, I'm gonna be honest though. Like they're so focused. Like you're focused on good karate, and honestly, I feel like the body jab issue should have been addressed already. Like I can't score. Like I could do a clean body jab with my front hand, and then the rest have a whole like fit. Like we have a whole fit whether I throw a back fist or throw a straight punch. But when I throw a good clean uppercut, you could tell it's an uppercut because you banned it, right? You can tell which that's good karate. You know,
and I don't know what the argument
I feel like that's
behind banning the uppercut is. What is the argument behind banning the uppercut?
It don't make no sense. It doesn't make.
I think
any
they're
sense
saying. I guess a safety issue, but
well, then ban
safety issue. What if I hit you with a jump back kick to your chin?
Exactly.
It's the same thing.
Exactly.
It's the same thing. Getting kicked and getting punched. What makes it hurt is how Kareem and I time you for our uppercuts. It's all about timing.
And also let's just talk about it because of people blitzing with their head down and not looking at you, and like there you go. Like, why are we taking things away that should be like something for you to a strategy, right? Should be something that you should be, and now we're taking it more away. So I get that.
Not Camp Stay, bro. I got the comments up. I'm about to go crazy. I'm the voice of the people tonight, boys. I'm the voice of the people tonight. I'm the voice of people, man. Look, I just don't. It's a lot. It's a lot that's going down. Even like I feel like we should, like you said, people blitz with their head down. People don't even have good regular blitzing technique, you know. And if they, and also I feel like a lot of the people that get hit with these techniques.
Uh-oh.
Come on, bro. Like, why you getting hit with that, man? Like, yo, like after, like, it's not like sometimes it just happens off the first shot, but usually there's a warning. Like, there's a stance switch up. There is something that tells you, you should probably not do this right now. Like that, like there's telegraphs and everything, you know, like
a cheeseburger, right?
Yeah.
And that's not like, that sounds bad, but it's like, hey, there's some people who were cheeseburgers ended up to be great, right? They could be, right? They are really, really good, right? But you got to acknowledge at one point, like, hey, someone was a cheeseburger, right? And a cheeseburger, it's like, listen, don't change rules because of what happened to a cheeseburger. Those of you guys who don't know what I'm talking about, what a cheeseburger is someone who just doesn't know that they don't know, right? They don't know that, like, they're skipping to go kick someone, that like you have zero chance in the world of getting close to touching their uniform, right? But they're going to do it over and over and over again because they don't know, because they're a cheeseburger, right? So also, don't change the rules because of something like that. And how often do you see that, right? It's not that often. And sometimes they end up fighting each other, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So what are you going to do?
All right, let's talk about going backwards in rules. So let's talk about the 7-point spread. Let's talk about that. So we changed what year was it? 2019. They went to 10-point spread, and now we're going backwards. That part seems really weird to me. I think people's first thing is, man, if you're down 7 points, you're not coming back. I've seen it plenty of times when we're talking about 2-point everything, like 2-point kicks to the body. I mean, listen, it doesn't take that long, you know?
Yeah,
I mean,
I think that from saying it from the like the place I am in terms of like who I compete against, and I consider myself one of the best of the best. Man, things happen, man. Like things definitely happen, but I think that the 7-point, like going back to the 7-point spread, doesn't make sense in terms of like showing who really is better. You know, you could land, you could like I said, things happen, and also people get tired. You know, like people do get tired. Like you could be there. There's been times where you can be down like a lot, and then the person just starts chipping away, and the person starts chipping away. Oh man, I hate to say it, but it happened to me. You know,
that was where I was going to let you bring that up instead of me pointing it out.
And Java, Sense brought up another point. Java was down 20 points. He was down 20 points, like 20 plus points. I think it was 23. You know, and I also think that gives the sport the ability for something crazy to happen. Like I say a lot, like everything, it really is just a coin flip. It's either I'm about to go out there, I'm about to do something that you have never seen before, or you know, it just doesn't happen. You know, and I feel like with the 7-point spread, it just takes away that ability for somebody to show their skill. You know, or to show endurance. You know, somebody can be more skilled, but maybe their cardio is better and it wins them the match. Right. You know, I think
that's where you look at it and you go, all right, let's play devil's advocate. What does this help with this rule change going from a 10-point spread to a 7-point spread? Where's the upside?
No slander around these parts.
The only thing I can think of that would say, hey, this there's a benefit here is the extra 12 seconds that it might save you in a match, right? But that in the totality of it, like you're just robbing a person of this opportunity. Certainly not robbing. It's not like the entry fee is going to change it all. You know, that just goes up and up and up. So, and I'm okay with people getting their money. You're providing a service, right? You should be paid for that service. I get that. But now you're providing less of a service and wanting more money. And then there's a whole lot more that we're wanting with paying out a whole lot less. We'll get into that, I'm sure, at some point. But there isn't any upside that helps the experience. With the rule changes, there isn't a rule that has a change where you go, well, that is going to make this a more enjoyable experience. No, nothing. There's nothing. None of that.
Right. No. Yeah, it's again let's go. So again,
should we just do it?
Bringing up the NASKA membership.
Wait, hold on. Don't bring it up yet. Can I just say, wait, Michael, you brought up another point. Look, I have to have the comments up because you guys we are together. We are a family. Wait, Michael, you said something about the 2-point kicks. All right. I usually don't bring up 2-point kicks because whatever they're dying with the 2-point kicks. They ain't gonna bring they ain't gonna
change.
It's not gonna change. But and that's fine. That's okay. But there are ways around it. I feel like still to this day, I think that the mat size needs to be up. I feel like I shouldn't be fighting in the same ring as Adonis. Adonis is 6 years old, and he fight in a 6x6 ring, and I fight in that 6x6 ring. It just the mats feel bigger for him because he's smaller, and the mats feel smaller. For me, I have less room to run, especially because it is 2-point kicks. Where it is so important for you to not get hit with any kicks. And rolling into a point that Sean brought up too, the refs aren't even equipped to call good kicks, And
that's you saying that, and you're not like 6'1", 194 pounds. Imagine with those guys, imagine how small that ring is to them. Like basically they're just standing in place.
Exactly. I feel like it is just lose for everybody. I feel like the ring size being the ring size, and then like you make it 7-point spread. I feel like it's just adding. It's just not making it any better. You know.
So let me
It
clarify
may
what
not
Tony's
end
saying.
up
So,
the 7-point to 10-point spread. It may not actually change much, but the perception, if you're being at a 10-point spread, the perception is that everybody got a fair shake.
right.
You know, because it's like, all right, I at least had a shot to come back. I just didn't do it. Okay, you had a fair shake, but ending it at 7-point spread with a minute and 20 seconds into the match,
Yeah.
you feel like you got robbed of an opportunity.
Like, damn, I didn't even get to die out there. I didn't even get to give it my all. Like,
Exactly.
Wait,
Yeah,
can I say that here, by the way?
You can say
Which one?
whatever you want, Ty.
Oh wait, okay, all right, thank you.
I'm
Appreciate
trying to.
it.
All right, what you got? Oh, all right. So I was trying to bring it up. Man, everyone is posting so much right now. It is hard to keep up. Thank you guys for all the comments.
Appreciate all the comments,
so-
y'all.
Tony was like, guys, I don't know if I'm wrong, but the new rules said this non-safety violations, running, leaving the ring, falling to void, are no longer penalty point and walk calls. So what he's saying, that is in the kind of the rules at a glance. But if you go into the rule book, it still says that those are penalties. That's kind of a misprint, I think, that they put, unless it's not. Which one is it they're going to go with, right? Because when you looked at the rules, it showed that it was still penalty. It just won't cause a DQ.
Sidebar, Tony. The rules are subject to change depending on where you're at, who you're fighting, and who your ref is, and who's coaching that person. So, well, just be aware. They might switch it on you, man. It might be 2 points if you run out that ring.
Might switch
I
it.
agree. You know what? It's 2 minutes. You get the 2 minutes. I agree with that. But I mean, everybody. At least there should be some kind of standard of, hey, I paid for 2 minutes at least, at the minimum, right?
Yeah. I feel like that's a good way
Saying that,
Yeah, I feel like that's a good way to put it at least.
with
Yeah.
entry fees being pretty much $100 to compete and enter, to say $100 gets you 2 minutes. It's crazy when you say it that way, but then to say $100 might get you 34 seconds. It's just nuts. You know what I mean?
Bailey.
No,
Bailey.
come on now. Come on now.
Hey, and I wanted to clear up a thing on the Korean rules too, the Korean challenge rules, because there's a mistake in there too, and apparently they didn't catch that part. But the Kia rule is 5. It's not. At one point it says 4, then it says 5. So that's supposed to be fixed. There were some things going on with that. Let's just go into the grands thing. So this is where I have. Again, this is a rule made instead of just it affects very few people in the grand scheme of things, right? We've been talking many times about what they can do to increase members or what they should do, Tyreek, explain what you were talking about before about how much does it cost you to be a member of WAKO, and do you have to be a member to compete at a WAKO tournament? Yes, right?
Yeah. So it's a $30 membership. And honestly, the divisions is like the divisions is cheap. It's like
they are
$15, $20, 20 US like each division. So like you get a lot of fighting, and it's 2-minute rounds. I'm not this is not an ad for WAKO, by the way. I'm just telling y'all how it is.
No.
Exactly.
Yeah, well, I'm going to say other ones as well. Like when I go to AAU tournaments, it's I think $35 for the membership, maybe $40 for the membership, and then I have to have a membership to be a coach too. And actually, I think the coaching is more. But also with both of those things for WAKO and AAU, what else is added in there? They do a background check on all the coaches and the adults. If we're doing something like that and we're making that, that's a hot topic right now. So
I was gonna say, with some things that have happened in 2025 in this world in sport martial arts competition, background checks wouldn't be a bad thing.
Right. So, and that's the thing in you know, USA Karate, all the different ones. So I think you know, I think that could be something. I think if this affected everybody and was just, hey, everyone needs to be a member of NASKA. You know, if you did a $10 to $15 fee for every tournament, and then you say, hey, pay it in full and get a discount and make it this amount. I think in that way it would be better because, hey, I'm only going to these 3 tournaments. I don't need to pay for a whole year to go to these 3 or maybe 1 tournament to get my money when, like Andrew said, the grand championship money for his age group is $100. How much was the registration fee cost? $100. So that means, like, you know, for someone like what we talking about that maybe, you know, it lives around Atlanta or lives in Miami, and you know, hey, let's go to this big tournament. You know, I'm going to compete in the 50+ division. Oh, wait, I have to be a member? Oh, it's $100. Oh, well, what are you going to get? $100. Well, then what's the point, right? So I think there's some things that, again, affect a few people, but in the long term, it doesn't help anybody moving forward, right?
Yeah.
So,
It's kind of like, I mean, yeah, this is exactly what Bailey said. Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, there's no point. There is no point of being a NASKA member. You don't get anything. Do they still give out the jackets that you used to get back in the day?
you have to pay the membership, or you have to
the
pay
opportunity to buy them.
Oh,
Yeah,
you gotta
can
buy it. Wait, does that not? Wait, so you gotta do the membership and then you gotta buy it, or
you have to pay for the banquet to get your, I think, your basic certificates and
devious.
belt.
It's all in the way that it's worded.
that's
So, like,
crazy.
your banquet fee also has the jacket. So basically,
Right.
you're paying for cold spaghetti and a jacket.
What?
Well, now,
$100. Don't forget the $100.
right. So I think
That's
the
insane.
big thing is, and I think the thing people forget too is that apparently, I don't know, that money doesn't go to NASKA. Okay, the banquet money doesn't go to NASKA. It goes to the people who put on the banquet. All right. So when people think that NASKA is charging all this, that, and the other thing is too, why are you making me pay NASKA membership when NASKA is not paying the prize money? That part is kind of, and that's the promoter that pays the prize money. So there's a lot of interesting, you know, things on there. It just seems odd. Like I said, I'd rather say, hey, to compete in NASCAR, you got to be a member. This is a small fee to do that. That would be better straight up and affect everyone in a small amount as like a convenience fee instead of $100.
I can see how that could be a compromise.
Right.
But like, isn't my registration money enough? It's already like $100. Like, I feel like, yeah, I shouldn't, like, registration should be like, it should be enough. And also, like, can you guys think of anyone? I'm a fighter, so can you guys think of anyone who's won an overall or grand? I don't know, in the past 10 years that's been a member.
Right. Look at that. That has been a member. Look at that. When I would say 20 years ago, Jeff, would you say pretty much everyone was a member?
Yeah.
Everyone was a member. Everybody wanted to be a member, right?
Right.
But
there were perks to being a member back then.
There were perks to being a member.
If I was rated number 1 my first year in NASKA, and I went in and I was rated number 1 the first 4 tournaments. Those first tournaments, I got that division paid for because I was the number 1 seed. At the end of the year, if I won my division, I didn't have to pay my NASKA registration fee.
So now,
because I won it.
Points chase.
That was an incentive, and again, doing that created people just to continue to want to be members and want to come. It only affected a few, you know, like there was a lot of things like that, right? So he said, Leandro, I know you said her divisions are 340 a tournament. I know some people who are 575 a tournament already. So, and now we added some more divisions too, right? Here we go. Let's talk about this, Bailey. Martin Demi, Sandro Peters, all come over and contend and have won. You're telling me they have to be a member when their trip is over 1,000 total and come over 1 to 3 times a year. Then if they don't, they can't get their prize money. I agree.
3 times would be generous too.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's only there's only 2 types of like Europeans that really come over here. It's either the best of the best Europeans or the people who are obviously they love the sport and they want to make a vacation out of competing, and honestly, like the base level Europeans like they are better, so like they do make it out of their division. Like they would make it out of their division, they would make it to the better guys, so I feel like catering to both those 2 people, 2 markets, like they're gonna be like just to get their money if they win, like they gotta pay. I don't think it makes sense,
Yeah, I think it leaves a bad taste in people's mouth, right? I don't think it's the best customer service thing, So choice.
Oh, there's
So it
2
seems weird.
comment sections.
Where are we at?
Which comment section is that one? I want both. Oh yeah.
So
there's a YouTube
when-
section and then there's also a Facebook one.
I found it.
So they kind of went the opposite direction.
How many computers you got over there, Ty? How many screens you got, bro? Like it's crazy over there. What you doing, man? I want to see the other side. This guy that looks like Batman or something over there.
Yeah, that's how I do it.
I love it. All right, Alex, say what you got to
Went
say.
the
bud.
other direction with encouraging people to register for NASKA because they didn't really do anything to say, hey, you register for NASKA, you can get yada da da. If you are now a NASKA member, you can also get X, right? Instead, they just decided to go, hey, if you don't register, now you can't have. Now if you win, you get nothing. So now they're basically bullying you.
I want to be completely honest. I'm not going to register to become a member.
Right.
I will go for the love of the game like I always did before. And I'll make sure the members don't get the money. Now, I feel like we should take a stand. I don't know how this would even work. Like, I don't think we should register. I think we should just honestly, me personally, selfishly, I love karate a lot. Selfishly, I would stop competing. Anything to invoke change, I'm down. And I think if all the high level competitors just decided to take a step back, which they probably won't, which they probably won't, I think we can make something happen. At least my side, I have a lot of influence, at least on my end, in terms of like my team, so we could do what we could do. We haven't even like had our team meeting about like what's going on with everybody.
Well, I mean, let's be honest, Ty. This just happened 9 hours ago.
2 hours
so
ago,
everything is this hasn't really, and there's so many things that we hadn't even talked about still.
Everything's
that are
raw
going
right
on.
now.
And if you really are a competitor, and if you are a competitor and somebody who is really trying to be one of the best in this sport, and you are trying to find the best, I want for the people who don't see or don't get to tap into the crazy, like Bailey, the best fighter in the world, told you that he's gonna be at Ocean State and Battle of Atlanta. Right. He literally told you that. If the first few sentences in the post, he said he's usually willing to do whatever it is to win. You should be like that. And he just told you which tournaments he's gonna be at. And I'm also sure that all the other high level competitors are gonna be there too. I'm just gonna support my brothers. I'm gonna support my team. So if Bailey or if Sensei Java or if Sensei Troy or Master Garth thinks that the best thing to do is go to Ocean State and battle, then that's what we're gonna do.
Right.
And we'll be there.
Tyreek, I agree with you as well, and I agree with for many years I only picked certain tournaments to go to for a while, And then even, let's see, 2022, I think I did 5 tournaments. And those are the ones really, the way I say is like the big 4 tournaments. And then Capital Classics is close to me, right? So I'm going to go to those events. And then the whole opportunity for me to help change and grow my art and my side, my division of Korean Challenge kind of came up, right? So that was why I said, okay, well, if I want this, I need to start going to more to make that change. So really, these are the most tournaments I've been to, at least in NASKA, since I was a junior competitor, probably, right? So, so I mean, yeah. So I mean, it's and I'll go to all of them, but I've been to a good amount. And you know, finally, it's so I can't complain at everything. I don't want to just be like I can't play. Hey, you got Korean Challenge in there, so I'm excited about that. That's a huge deal, and it's a huge thing for our style as well. So I'm excited about that. That's a big thing. There are some things that I would love to be more clear, and you know, they added and opened up the 30+ divisions to make them similar to the 18. But why? But again, we're adding so many divisions, and then we're still only doing 1 grand or one, you know, so there's interesting things on that. Like, I feel like that could be something that we could push for the future. Yes, there's a lot of people just, you know, a lot. There's so much in here, man. This is hard to keep up. Let's talk about beta. What about team fighting? Does the team have to be registered for us to get prize money?
Probably.
Well, that's a great question.
Yeah,
that's I think you're right on, Bailey, with like there's going to be some that are going to, obviously they're automatically going to be registered, yes, but I mean, you take a team that is out there saying like we're not going to register, they're a high level team and they win, and there might be some people who are high in the NASKA organization, as far as an organization, they might say, no, you can't give it to them because they'll be upset and they'll be butthurt. But then that's where it's like, okay, can the tournament decide they want to give it to them, or are they handcuffed by the organization? Because a tournament, if I'm understanding it correctly, they could just decide, yeah, we're going to award a $200 prize for the 14-year-old blue belt division. They wanted to, right? They can do that. It's their tournament, right? But as an organization, this is what we hand out prize money for. There's nothing unique about the events anymore. If you make
I'm
them
going to say
do
this, though, Alex. We got to give them some, because what other really leagues and what other places are actually giving prize money for adults? All right, let's think about it. Like, it's really new that a lot of WAKO tournaments.
What other leagues are there?
Well, there's that too. That's what I mean. There's not really any other league, so it's not like we have other places to go to get this type of prize money. So that part is where that's frustrating, right? Now,
I think that's part of the problem.
Yes. Yeah.
In terms of go ahead, Jeff.
No, I'm just trying to, because so Bailey, like, that's not a thing anymore. They do it automatically. They've got that fixed this year or last year, but I do understand what you're saying. And Alex, you're saying 500 for overalls. Yes, that's one time a year though. Okay. And you're there for a week. So yeah. I get that. I'm not saying, you know, but I'm talking about every tournament. Because again, the other big leagues, like we're saying AAU, we're saying, you know, the USA, NKF, many WAKO tournaments don't give prize money, right? I think it's very new for them to give that in, you know, like, of course, Bristol gave a big prize, right? I don't know how many, Ty, if you could give me an idea of how many actually give prize money over there.
Wait, hold on.
Did you just go live at the same time?
He did. This dude. I love it.
So, I mean,
I just wanted to bring somebody on the stream. I'm sorry.
Oh,
it's Mosquito.
I was just gonna send him the link. So I'll send him the link.
Send him the link.
Yeah, I will.
Nah, I think. Oh, where you at? You're in Argentina still.
He's still in Argentina. Yeah. Go ahead, say what you gotta say, Bailey.
Speak your piece, brother.
Nah, I appreciate you guys, you know, talking about the rules, making it an issue. I think it's important for us to, not just be stuck in this constant cycle of us wanting something and then getting the opposite. So, it was definitely important for me to speak out today, and I appreciate the support that I did get from, tons of people, and I appreciate this live stream, this podcast tonight as well.
Appreciate it, brother. Appreciate it, man.
Of course.
Hope you're enjoying Argentina and all that food they've been feeding you out here.
So
he said he hopes you're enjoying the Argentinian food.
Oh yeah, for sure, 100% always. I'm with Tobias right now.
That's dope. Safety, my brother. We gonna chop it up. I'm gonna call you after.
All right, man.
All right. I'm back.
all right, that was cool.
Oh,
Let's-
so Mike
let's
says
talk
custom
about-
cheaper to go to Bristol than diamonds. Interesting.
Well, I don't disagree with that. Right? Things have been
No comment.
quite expensive domestically. But let's talk about other options, because competitors, even if you haven't been around for many, many years, if you've just been around for a few years, you might feel like this is the only option. There are not other options. There are other options. You may not like them. They may not be that level of competition, but hey, Ty, you touched on it earlier. You said the average European fighter, baseline fighter, is actually better than the average baseline fighter domestically here in the States.
Yeah, they fry.
Are you leaning in on that?
Yeah, they fry y'all.
I don't disagree with that. So here's what I've always said, which doesn't tell the full story of like how great competition is all right, if you take the top 5, like really take the best 5 fighters from each country, you could not convince me that the U.S. would not win handily, right? You could not convince me of that. But that doesn't tell the full story, because then if you just look at that, that tells a story as if everybody's amazing over here, and it's just, everybody's just like that, and that's not necessarily the case. Yeah. So it's deeper in Europe, both Western and Eastern. Just it's deep with competition, right, on every level, every weight class,
culture.
Right?
Different culture.
Culture, exactly, Jeff. Different culture, but
the sports is a little bit more professional over there
than us in that. Ty, why don't you tell us a little bit more?
Yeah, it's just a little bit more professional over there. Like they refer like to what we do as kickboxing. Like everybody refers to it as kickboxing. You could walk down the street and you could say I'm a kickboxer and they'll know exactly like what you're talking about. They can differentiate a ring fighter from a tatami fighter. And I think just that level of professionalism, it just forces how do I say it? There's a level of instruction that they can give. I feel like some people in the States, like they are fighting against information, or they are like they're trying to, what's the saying? Recreate the wheel, essentially. Like they're trying to find different ways to do like what's already like there has been a blueprint has been laid out. This is successful. It doesn't make sense to fully divert from the path. Like we have more variety over here. And honestly, back in the day, right, it used to be more of an open event than it is now. I feel like point fighting is it has turned into its own style of fighting, but if we look at a fight from overseas and a fight from the United States, they're probably gonna look more like each other when fighting than the two people in America. It would look like it's completely two different fighters or two different styles. I feel like they're just everybody just does the same thing over there, and they just understand and as long as you understand distance and spacing, the techniques just fall in place.
Well,
So-
kind of like what we mentioned
Yeah.
earlier by saying like cheeseburger, right? Like, and it's
Hungry.
because there's like, I mean, it's another way of saying it like someone's just a scrub. Okay. So you got to be careful over there because you said like everybody kind of fights very similarly. There's a different culture. There's everybody for the most part has a similar style, right? If you're not careful, you could lose to a scrub, right? Someone who you just should not lose to, right? Whereas over here, like the contact is so different that like you can manipulate things differently over there than you can over here. So
Yeah, it's two different. Like it's definitely a lot to get into. It is a lot to get into because even like I don't believe that the actually Zolt is
What
kind
Tony
of
said?
Zolt is kind of just his own human being. Like Zolt doesn't classify with everybody else, in my opinion.
yeah,
Right.
you can't look at
No,
three. You couldn't find three other fighters that would go, yeah, Zolt and this guy and this guy and this guy. There isn't ones like that.
MVP. MVP I put like in terms of like where I'm going in terms of like getting hit, you know, like a lot of people say the Europeans come over here and they can't really take a hit.
oh, right. Yeah.
I think that they can. And I think and that's where I was going to because I think that there are awkward styles that propose a threat to the style of a European fighter. Like there are styles over here that Europeans aren't just equipped to deal with because sometimes they're a little robotic because of how they're programmed. You know, over here we have a little bit more swag, a little bit more ability to be ourselves, you know, in terms of our fighting style. You know, we're a little bit more flashy and I do put my hat off to Raymond because he got all of us doing like he's the reason why we're so flashy, in my opinion.
Well, I don't disagree with that, but there's other things that Ray would do, and it would be like this new move, right? He's done a bunch of things like that, where there was a time where people tried to do like the hook kick under their leg and then round kick them in the body because Ray was doing that to people over and over. That's why the uppercut rule, I felt like that was an opportunity if you just left that in for guys like you and Cam
Correct.
to actually make that something that people got behind and started to do, right?
The only reason even uppercut even came about, it's just the next progression. Like if you get hit square in the face with a cross, you're gonna block straight here.
Right.
You know, so you kind of have to go under. I feel like Raymond had the ability to do a lot of things that that people can't because of how tall he was and how athletic he was. Like he's just as athletic as we were, but he was just so tall and he was just, the stories I heard from the people I heard about like Garth or Troy or Kev. Like I fish for stories essentially, you know. Like Ray was a monster, you know, mentally. You know, he just do whatever it took to win and just all those other stuff, you know. So it was very hard. It was very hard for everybody else to be Ray, you know. In terms of like a hook kick around to the body, I'm about to try that when I go back though.
Yeah.
You know, wait, you've done this move. You know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking about, but I've never done it before.
Get the heck out of here.
But next one, I'm gonna tag you in it.
All right, game.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to
But
see
there's
the
plenty of those that he would do.
Excuse me.
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys both spoke at the same time.
I was saying
said
I want to
there's-
see the
there's plenty
spin
of other
round.
moves like that.
But go ahead, Alex. Say it again, Alex.
Well, I'm saying that there was plenty of other moves that he would do like that.
Yeah.
But that you mentioned that are like kind of like we got the flashiness from Ray. You've been doing it for years when you would jump back and then instead of going to a round kick, you're almost jumping back and doing a front kick at someone's face when they're blitzing at you. I think that's freaking brilliant. That's one of my most favorite moves that you do, right? I don't have a hope in the world to pull that off anymore. Not a chance ever.
I feel like all the Troy Sensei Troy said erase the hook around. Yeah, I was just trolling. I do know what that is. But I feel like the best fighters are just a collection of moves of what they see somebody specializes in. Like I feel like there's a lot of moves that I've gotten from people, and they probably got the moves from other people. You know, like one of the I could give you a few off like off my head. Like first, the back leg roundhouse kick I got from Hector. Unfortunately, it was done to my teammate that day. And I was just so mesmerized that I just had to figure out like how he was doing this kick, like how he was doing it so beautiful. Like I've never seen such a graceful kick. And I still think to this day he does it the best out of anybody I've ever seen. And another one, this is very off the wall too. I got from Brandon his sidekick to his body punch, or like Kev's chamber to his back fist, like things like that, you know. Sensei Troy's Kodak moment, you know, that's the under the leg scorpion kick, you know. There's and all I am is I'm just a collection of a bunch of different fighters, and I feel like at the highest level that's what you are, with a little bit of your own flavor, you know. So everybody at the highest level can do that switch around, you know, but it's really just all the other people, the
that word that you
gotcha. I gotta think before I speak. Like all the other people just like they catch up after they get hit with it enough, and then it's like, damn, I want to learn how to do it. And then when they learn how to do it, they figure out how to stop getting hit with it, and then the meta has to evolve, you know. So that's why and then it just and you have to figure out a new technique, you know. It's all about staying ahead of the game.
We have like there's certain moves. It's like it's not
cheeseburgers
said like you have to do the move this way, but the culture just does it that way. So like when we do like a body punch, you always high block.
Do that again. Do that again. That's good stuff. Yeah, Alex.
But like it's not 1973. You don't just punch and just keep your hand here. Yeah. You have to commit by bringing your hand up, right?
Right.
And there's certain techniques with it. And if you see it for the first time, they think you're doing a high block, but you're not doing a high block.
No.
Yeah.
There's certain little nuances like that like, yeah, those are unspoken things about our fighting culture that we do that's a good thing. I think Alex is right when he chimed in and he said, you know, like the 90s fighters started doing that, you know, when people would watch Pedro. So let's go back to that kick that I was talking about. Will you jump back?
No disrespect. No disrespect. Love to Pedro, the Brady's.
100%. Yeah. I don't disagree with Alex. I think Thompson. Alex is right. But it is very different though. Pedro did it and Donald. Donald hit me with that before, where he would do it from a stationary position and he would switch and just slightly go offline, and it'd be a roundhouse kick that would hit you in the body. You guys are doing it totally different. You're doing it jumping backwards,
right?
Basically corner to corner of this dang ring, right? And still making contact while never putting yourself in harm's way. I can't create that. Right. That's where it's like, okay, maybe I could do the move. I can do the move, but that's the difference in when you're in the 30s and when you get to the 40s, right? The guys in the 40s, we can do the move. We can't do that in that time frame, right? That doesn't exist anymore. That's gone.
Right. Oh man.
Okay.
There's a lot. Talk about that. Talk about the video.
Well, that's what I wanted to go next. So I was really excited to have you on, and I was late to the game and watching
you guys
this reel that you had out, and I was like, when I watched it, I reached out to Jeff right away. I'm like, yo, we got to get Ty on, man. This is freaking gold. Where you were literally breaking down, like moment by moment, not just like exchange by exchange of a match you had, of like what you were trying to do, what you were trying to get out of him to do, and then how you had to adjust because of what you saw that was different. What made you think to do this? And if guys, if you haven't seen what I'm referencing, just go look at Ty's IG. Go check it out because it's pretty cool.
Go plug right there.
It is.
I feel like I not the two. I mean, yeah, a little too. I feel like I'm really good at all right, I'm not gonna stop there. When you're fighting, I feel like it is you can tell a story while fighting. You know, every action has a reaction, you know, and when you when you get good enough at reading the person's body language, or even like guiding somebody into throwing the techniques that you want, or knowing which technique gives you what, you know, knowing that it just makes it easier to keep the storyline of a fight going. You know, I feel like a lot of people, everybody has patterns first and foremost, but I feel like all of the top fighters, they have a strategy and they implement the strategy. You know, usually at higher levels, it is a battle of wills at the end, like what we mentioned before. And there is going to be some wrenches thrown in the strategy that you have to overcome, you know. But when you are fighting, I tell all my students, this is a game of answering, it's a test, essentially. I'm giving you questions during the fight, and you're giving me questions during the fight. Who has the most answers? Whoever gets to the end of this test first is going to be the winner of the fight, you know. And if I have all the answers, then I'm going to win, essentially. This is kind of I would say posh to say, I guess, but I do pride myself in like having a lot of answers, like being able to deal with any situation, or even being able to figure it out on the spot. And I think being able to break down fights, it comes from my instructor, honestly. Like seeing Sensei Troy break down a fight is something that like I've never seen in my life, ever in my life. And his teachings just taught us, all of his students, really, it just taught us how to think. You know, as long as we fighting is the same. Like fighting is the same. It the only thing that changes is the techniques. Whoever is better at manipulating the distance and the space is gonna win the fight. You know, and the only thing that changes, like I said, is the techniques. And I feel like he gave us the ability to understand what's going on in the fight, what this person is trying to do to me, how do I stop it, or how to go about figuring it out in the fight. You know, my hat goes off like to sense. And I also do have a lot of like, I'm gonna toot my own horn again. I do have a lot of testimonials, you know, like Malachi Randall, he's in the chat. He hasn't lost his division, his grand all year, you know. And even like his WKC gold medal fight was a thing of beauty. If you guys haven't watched that fight, it was so gorgeous. And it wasn't the fact that Malachi was fighting somebody. I knew Malachi was better than the kid. It's the fact that we had a game plan and he went in there and executed it to a T, and it didn't stray away at all, you know. And he came back or he called me and he was like, yo, the game plan that you told me worked. Like, he did exactly what you said he was going to do, you know. And just being able to see that within a fight is a gift of mine. But I do think that what frustrates me is sometimes with that is, in other combat sports, we fight in different weight classes, you know. So somebody my size isn't going to fight somebody who is 200 pounds, you know, right. Or even like 30 pounds heavier than me, you know. So like I feel like the refs also don't they don't look for ways that this smaller guy could get around a bigger person, or they don't look for the different effects that the technique will have on this person, as opposed to if the person was fighting the same the same size individual. You know, my sidekick isn't gonna stop a Ryan Bennett like it's gonna stop Zach Winder. You know, you feel
I
me?
agree.
And I feel like a lot of the team, a lot of refs don't recognize that.
Well, and Ty, we go back to the rules too. I feel like over the past 5 to 10 years, a lot of the rules have been a way to hinder, to me, the smaller fighter. You know, we're talking about the out of bounds rules, which I get, but you know, movement and such has been something that kind of how did I get in this?
Everybody in here.
That's funny right there.
But yeah, I mean, I feel like that's a lot. You know, years ago when it was, if you touched the ground, if you got knocked down or you got kicked out of bounds, well, that was insane. That was something that's like, well, I'm not going to put any lightweight fighters on my team because you know what? They're going to get kicked out of bounds by the heavyweight fighter. I feel like I don't understand why our sport does that a lot, you know. Now you look on the other end, well, that's just why we have a lightweight grand and we have this and that. But I just feel like the sport is beautiful because we can have multiple weights to go against here. What other contact sport does that?
I agree. I do agree. It can be something that is really fun to watch.
Yeah.
If the people who are supposed to be reffing it are doing a better job.
Exactly.
You know, I've been kind of
at the same time though.
Continue, Alex.
You got to think about it like this though. If we say that like, hey, the lightweight overall and the heavyweight overall, they're important to separate because we need to keep things fair. You would go, oh, okay. But you don't actually believe that because you put the women together and you give them 1 overall. You don't split them.
Talk to them.
So you can't spit in my face and call it rain.
Right.
Right. Mm-hmm. So you either think that like, hey, this is a really good idea. We should give them 1 overall. Okay, then let's do that. So you can't just have selective amnesia. You know what I mean? And again, it's okay. I can see the argument for both.
Right.
But you can't just change it after all right, this match is done. Now we're doing this. Well, why didn't we do it the same over there? Stop asking questions. Just do it. Oh, okay. Sounds good.
Right. Yeah. It's the same thing what I'm going to say with the forms things. Like, okay, we want to mimic and copy all the 18 plus divisions, but we're not going to copy the 18 plus grand championships for the 30 plus. So it made no sense. So why are we adding all these extra divisions if we're not going to, you want us to spend, you know, it makes, again, what does it look like? We want you to spend more money, but not have the opportunity to get more money. Right. So there's that.
Or at least have another opportunity to win that. Because that is the thing that like, I don't think that, hey, we should just open it wide open to letting anyone enter multiple weight classes. I'm not against it, but I don't think we should really do that. But hey, Esteban Tremblay won a CMX Grand where he won the C, the M, and the X before the Grand Championship even happened, right? So he can do that. Why can't Enrique Latona, you know, win whatever weight class he's in plus up?
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
If Esteban Tremblay can do that, how come Enrique can? If Esteban Tremblay can do that, how come, you know, Diego can do that?
I might have to. I think. I think it would have to. I think it wouldn't have to go into the overall at that point, really. I guess it does. I'm stumped.
Think, right?
Yeah, I think that he wouldn't be able to go into the overall though, right? If he just won both of the divisions, or would he take 2 spots? I'm not like as a like. See, I'm torn. Like I'm torn between like being a competitor and it also like being fair too, because I wouldn't mind fighting the 2 divisions if I had an opportunity 100%. To knock somebody. But that's strategy though. that would be like, yo, because now you could I don't like to think like this.
Let's just use an arbitrary name, okay? And this could totally be a real thing if it was possible.
I see
Let's
too much
say
wrong
Alex
with that.
Mencius, okay? Let's say Alex Mencius. He's a middleweight. Let's say he wins the middleweight division, but then he go, hey, we're gonna let you fight up. He could win the light heavyweight division. Okay, he could strike fire and he could win the heavyweight division. So now he's just got to win the middleweight grand and he wins the heavyweight overall. But I don't necessarily think that's something we should open up and let happen because that's a whole nother can of worms. But
I like
kind of already doing that.
I like
and you've kind of already done that for like 40, 50 years, right? It is 2025. And I'm not for limiting forms competitors at all in any way.
I'm talking about forms.
But he won the C, he won the M, he won the X for $1 grand. He had 3 chances to win it. So if he went in creative and he lost, that's okay. Don't worry about it. I got musical. Okay, he wins the musical. He goes in. He loses extreme. I'm still in. He entered 3 divisions. And he's not the only one. There's like 30 of them that do that, right? So now,
yeah,
I
agree with that. What Mike's talking about. It has to be a bigger deal. Win your division, man. Yep.
Yeah. So I have a question for you, Alex.
Go for it.
And Jeff too, I guess. So back, like I said, I like to fish for stories and information. Before I was competing, and I think it was Karate Illustrated.
Yeah, that was in the 80s. Yeah.
And at Karate Illustrated, they used to make tournaments be prestigious, or like what used to make the tournament be the one to be at.
So for you to have a rating, like to be a certain rating, you had to have a certain amount of people in the top 10 at your tournament. So if you want to be the highest one, let's say you had to have 5 of the top 10 fighters and 5 of the top 10 forms in that tournament. If you wanted to be like the state championship of your region, or one of the, let's say a B level or A level tournament, of course now we're at 6A. Back then it was A or AA or AAA was the max.
It was just 3.
Yeah. So, and then before that it was even less. But anyways, like you had to have at least 3 or 4 of the top fighters in the region ranked like at your tournament. So you would comp them to come out to your tournament, or you would pay for their hotel fee to go to their tournament, things like that, right?
What happened? What happened to that?
But what happened?
That's what I'm saying. Do you remember when I also said that you were comped if you were number 1? Yeah. What happened to that?
What happened to
that? Was 20 years ago. Like that was what Leandro was asking. Or they only do that for the adults because they don't do it for juniors? Like, no, we're talking about something that was done 10 to 15, maybe 20 years ago. Okay,
yeah, 30, 40.
Even in terms of it feels like a lot of these NASKA promoters got their prestige and ran with it, man. Like I feel like after the Karate Illustrators ran down, it was like, you should come to my tournament because it is the Diamond Nationals or it is whatever, and this person has won it. But I feel like we should bring that system back. Like if you want a really prestigious title, then you fight the best for it, and you know where the best is going to be.
Y'all do you one even better. Did you ever watch Karate Kid 3?
Wait.
Karate Kid 3, that's with Matt Barnes, the karate's bad boy.
The sweeping movie, the one where they were teaching them how to sweep.
I feel like
I
have.
So there was Matt Barnes was the bad boy of karate. Terry Silver was training him to enter this tournament because Mr. Miyagi didn't want him to do it. Now, the whole premise, the reason I'm bringing this up is because Ralph Macchio's character, Daniel, got this letter saying, hey, you were last year's champion. You are automatically entered to just go right to the final match. That shouldn't happen. But what is kind of applicable is if, let's say, you win the Battle of Atlanta, right? On X year. The following year, that division is comped.
Yeah.
So now the returning champion is back. That's a
Exactly.
simple. That costs you $0. That costs
Dude.
you nothing.
So again, Alex, this is something that we would do in the NBL. We would do this within our conferences. We would do this. I would do this as a promoter. I would go, hey, everyone in our conference, the first term of the year, all the grand championship champions at SMAC will get my tournament, their first division paid for, or that they would get comped to go to my turn. All the winners at my turn will get comped at the next one, which would be like Kumite, right? We did that one season. We also did the same thing with Infinity and as well as with Slugfest. So we were trying to get those top people to go to the next tournament and to the next tournament, and then whoever won, let's say, remember I used to do the Ironman Challenge. Whoever won that, the next year you got like all your divisions paid for the next tournament, for the next year at my tournament. I wanted you to come back and defend your title, So
How long,
there's a lot of things like that.
How long can you do the NASKA circuit before you realize like, oh, I can't be affording this? It's not a return on my investment,
Right.
Well, that's
Exactly. And unfortunately, like there's certain people that go to a NASKA tournament and let's just say they're making money when they get there. All right. There are some of that, but there's a select few. And what I mean by making money is because they have 6 or 5 to 7 private lessons already set up. Right. But you still really, in a lot of ways, you're only doing that if you're sponsored. You know what I mean? Even some of that still is just going to cover your whole event. Let's just be honest. If that event is not a covered one for you on the sponsorship.
Right.
So I saw Sense's comment again, and it said the shift from promoting a competitor to promoting the name of the event happened. So just to ask you guys another question, like going into like how they would go about comping that person, would they make those players like the main event essentially? Like would they market that person and like put them on their flyer, or like hey, this guy's gonna be there, or these guys are gonna be there, that's why you should compete?
And then we it wasn't that long ago that was still implemented. I mean, even like 15 years ago, when we were still, maybe a little bit more than that, when we were doing the super fights, right? They would seed like 2 to 4 fighters, and those seeded fighters, they were just 100% comped, right? And so that's a plus, that's a positive. So that wasn't that long ago, right? And those seeded fighters a lot of times were just the winners from that tournament the year before. So it's not a crazy thing sometimes. And then this is a moment where if someone's gonna like make a sound bite of this is the moment. Boom, right here. Okay. It's not the deal they get. It's the deal they think they get. What does it actually cost you to give them this deal, right? Versus what are they getting in return? Okay. So if you comp someone's division, that costs you $0. There wasn't like an item that you had to purchase to give them. There's nothing that's transactional that's happening. It's just, okay, you can go. I won't charge you. I don't have to pay anything for you to be there.
Right.
Done. Over. There's 0 transaction charge. There's lots of value given to the other person, and it costs you 0 to do. All right. So, and that's universal. That's universal in life and business and sales. It doesn't matter. Right. But it just seems to be. It's the one thing that's like, this is such a no-brainer. Do this. No.
Right. So one thing Leandro said, what changed? There are more competitors now, correct? There's actually more divisions now. I don't know if there's more competitors. I think that's
less
the reason
competitors, more divisions.
Yeah, I think that's the reason why they took away a lot of the stuff, because, again, when I was coming up, we could only do 3 divisions. Okay, it was one weapon, one form, one fight, and even when they expanded the divisions, you still had to choose one. So again, I appreciate that I can do multiple stuff now, but at the same time, having so many divisions, it's now, when there used to be maybe 120 NASKA World Champions, now there are, I don't know, 500, or maybe not 500 world champions, but 500 divisions. You know what I mean? So that makes it a little different. It is, at least on that side, right? But I think some people just don't understand that there are less competitors on that part. There are more entries, or what do you say, starts. So that is something as well. The other thing I wanted to go back to as well is talk about there. I know there's a question, and I got it because Kevin has asked it a bunch. The whole open traditional thing, right? And he was saying there's not that for weapons. So what it looked like was open traditional was their way to say, hey, we're just going to combine the Kempo and the Chinese division and do that. Why not just say Chinese Kempo instead of create this whole open traditional thing, which makes some people think that you can do a Japanese or Korean form in there. You can't. It's just combining the Kempo and the Chinese. But you cannot do splits and things. It's going to be solely traditional. So we've kind of, and the question was why there isn't that for weapons. So where does a soft style weapons competitor go? They go in the creative weapons or the extreme weapons or the musical weapons, just like they do in the juniors. And the same thing for a wushu competitor, say like Singao, he's going to go into the musical division. He's going to go in the extreme division. That's where it looks like it's going to be now. So there's not, that's a big change, because here's the deal. Chinese divisions and soft style divisions have been around since the late 70s, early 80s, in our style. So that's a big change to get rid of that. The Kempo divisions are very new in NASKA, but Chinese divisions have been around for years. So, and that was, you think of all the legendary competitors we've had on that. The other thing is
happening, Jeff, because there just isn't.
Numbers are lower. Numbers are lower. And then there also is, why was the Chinese division the one division that could choose which grand they could go into? Like it'd be like, hey, I want to do flips today. I'm going to go into CMX, or hey, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try it in the traditional. That should, that part was kind of what made it hard. The other thing that we were talking about before is, where else are there places for people to go? Right. We've been talking last week and the week before, all of these different people that have been going overseas in the past week to all the different world circuits, right? The U.S. team in Norway had over 350 people from USA. They went over to Norway last week or this weekend. So there are people looking for other things, right? So let's just call it what it is. There was a team of 250 that went to ICO. There was a team of 100 this is just the U.S. team that went to WKU. There was tons in WKC. Of course, that was a different circuit, and it was in the United States. But
Enrique went to WKU, right?
Yep, Enrique was at WKU. Enjoyed it, had a great time.
That's so dope, man. And Jack was there too, right? Yeah, man. That's dope, man.
Oh, and here's one of the things too. WKU, the fighters there. So in my mind, we always think that, we say, they don't hit us hard in Europe or this or that. In WKU, that's not the case. All right. A lot of those guys do full contact. Unlike WAKO, where you have to pick ring sports and the other, in WKU, you can do ring sports and mat all. So you have some guys that are doing point, continuous, kick light, traditional kumite, and full contact in the ring. So they're going to kick the crap out of you. Yeah.
Do you have any info on ICO? What's ICO like?
So I heard, this year was the first year that USA went, Wales, they had a team. Yeah, it was at Wales. Next year it's going to be in France. A lot of people enjoyed it, I see. You know what? I think they are growing a lot. It looks like every week they're adding a new country. So I feel like a lot of positive has happened from that, right? I don't know the level of competition, of course. I think where it is right now, they're at this level, but they're going to get higher and higher.
I wish the best for all those organizations.
Yeah, I agree, man. I agree. And I think, on the other end of that, we are getting this whole thing of, hey, some leagues don't let you compete at multiple worlds and stuff. And, I think that is unfortunate as well, especially when no one has a contract with any of these things. They're not getting paid to do that, especially for us as Americans. Our country doesn't pay for us to go to these worlds like a lot of these other ones do.
This is
And you don't get a house for winning a world championship. You know what I mean? Like they do in Turkey.
I don't even think if you win the Olympics, you get anything.
There's a fee for the gold. Yeah, there is an amount, but it's very low. Like I'm trying to remember. I think Ariel got 20 grand. I think for winning a bronze, something like that. Yeah. So.
Oh, bro, my brain. I was gonna say something. Oh yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think having all the different like world championships is a good and a bad thing because obviously we're just trying to find somewhere to go. Like you said, locally, USA Sport Karate been turning up though. Shout out Jeremy and all those guys. They've been going off. Definitely one of my favorite circuits of the year. Honestly, too, very underrated. I didn't do well at this event, but Kyle Reed's event was amazing. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a good event.
It felt like a NASKA event, or it felt like they were trying to compete. I feel like it starts with competition and then you could branch off. you know.
Yeah.
But I think that all the world championships and stuff, I feel like we do as a martial arts community. At some point, we gotta get together and like determine like what is, or like I don't think it'll happen, but I could just put it out in the air. Like what is the actual world championships? Like
correct.
There is 5 different opportunities. Sport Karate Legends put up all of them. There are 5 different opportunities for you to say you're a world champion. and it is it's debatable if the best in the country was there. You know,
so I don't think that'll ever happen. If you look at boxing, boxing has a number of them, but boxing actually makes it easier for you to compete in them. So boxing will be like, here, you want to be the WBO, world champion. Now you can be the WBC world champion. And that's why there is such thing as an undisputed world champion, because they won all of them. But now we're in a world where we can't do that.
Yeah.
Right.
All there is just dispute.
Yeah, like you talk about Amy Golder, who has won every single world championship except WAKO, but she can't compete at all of them if she wants to do WAKO. So that part,
yeah,
that makes it a little bit tough, right?
Yeah, same. Like I feel like for me, WKC was really close this year in terms of Niagara Falls, and I don't pick and choose. I don't hold any allegiances to anybody. I just compete where I want to compete. I'll fight where I want to fight. Right. And if it's close enough and it makes sense, like I'll fight, and I feel like Niagara being so close, it was a great opportunity for me to head to WKC, but I do have Abu Dhabi coming up next week and I'm just not allowed to do it,
Right. Exactly. Well, and that's my thing too. I feel like some people get really tied into, I'm a WKU competitor, I'm a WKC competitor, that's my focus and I'm loyal to them. And I feel like, for me, I'm a competitor that just wants to compete at different places everywhere, and I just want to go and compete, and if I'm able to win them all, that's great, but I want to compete against different people. That was some that Andrew and myself, we were like, we're going to WKU, we're going to compete against a lot of different countries. We have people we haven't competed against before. Andrew lived 20 minutes from where the WKC Worlds was, right? And he chose to go over there because he wanted something different. Wasn't that he doesn't like WKC or he has some issues with them and he's not being loyal. No, we're just competitors. We want to go different places, right? We want to try different things. So
I guess my ego is a little bit bigger. I do want to fight in different places, but I know where the best of the best is going to be. I know where the best of the best is going to be, and I want to give other people the opportunity who can't make it. Those people like those people in the rinky-dink tournaments or rinky-dink schools that can't make it, that can make it to their locals or a little, you feel me? I want to give them an opportunity to fight some of the best competitors in the world. You know, I think that I think it's amazing that Bailey goes to all these deep corners of the earth and do karate. Like he's giving multiple people an opportunity to test how good they really are against the right now the best point fighter in the world. You know, and that's how I think of it. I think you should think of it like that too, man. Like,
oh well, no, yeah, oh, of course. I think, well, I feel like that's happening. Well, all right, we'll go back to the rules. I feel like that's kind of happened in NASKA. I feel like they're just trying to get me to leave the 18 plus Korean division,
right.
you know. And for me, it's like, you want me out, beat me, you know. And that's my thing. It's like, hey, I want to go out on my own terms. I don't want to have to move up because I'm being forced to move up, you know. And so I feel that way. And yeah, so I want to go everywhere and win everything. And at the same time, I even feel like that because there's a whole thing of, should you compete at locals or whatnot? Well, yeah, because why not? It's going to keep me on my toes, and it's going to give them the honor to compete against someone, to say, hey, I competed against this high level competitor, right? Same thing for you.
I have a rebuttal. There is a fine line.
Oh, there is a fine line.
Hear me out. You don't want to compete at I feel like, all right, here's my gripe. I'll compete at the local don't gotta have money for me. You know, I don't care. I don't care. The money is a plus. You know, I'm a winner. That's my job, is to win. But coverage, though, is something that I really do care a lot about. And the reason why I care a lot about coverage is, like I said, things happen. You, me, and the Bonies. And also, depending on where you are, you can be in enemy territory, trying to give a person an opportunity, but also the person that is judging you is their pops, is their dad.
Oh,
like you, and then now all this other stuff just happened, and you were put in a position where it was an uphill battle, and there was no coverage. All you would ever see is that this person, you would only hear about it if you lost. You know, and that's what if I went anywhere, I want to post that I won. And, you know, I don't care if it was a local tournament. I don't care if it was an easy tournament. I feel like coverage is huge. I don't want to just be at a tournament and I could win every local event that nobody knows about, and nobody took one single picture, and then I lose one event. I lose a local, and then this random dude is posting up, oh, he beat me. And, you know, I just feel like coverage is necessary. If you win or lose, I just want some coverage.
I get you.
And I feel like this brings me to my next point. There is no coverage. There is no coverage in our sport. Talk to me, Alex. Tell me that there's coverage.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
All right, cool.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
All right, we all on the same page tonight, man. I'm loving it.
Well, let's talk about what the coverage is.
Big coverage is us doing it ourselves.
Well, hang on. It's come up. You're not wrong, Jeff. You're right. You're right.
And us doing it, like right now, Martial Arts Center Network doing it. You know, again, I get upset when people try to tell me what we should and shouldn't talk about on our show. What are you paying us to say what you want to say? No, you're not. So don't tell me you should do this. No, we're going to say what we want to say, and we're going to be open forum. So no, sorry, that's just me.
FYI, the Martial Arts Network app was one of the best things to come out this year. You could just search your name, bruh, and you could just find everything. I think that's so fire. If you guys haven't downloaded that app, you need to download it. As a dope app. Shout out the coders who did it. Travis. Shout out to Trav. And he was on a hiatus to get it done. He was talking me through it because I'm techno. I'm techie. I'm gonna just say that.
You're a techie or not a techie? Is that what you're saying?
I am a techie.
Okay, all right.
Well, so when we're talking about coverage, I think when most people hear that, I mean, they interpret sportmartialarts.com. All right. So sportmartialarts.com has been absolutely amazing for the sport. Emily Cooper put in a whole freaking lot. And it is not just her, although it was just her for many years, back when it was in the MassLink. It used to be called MassLink. All right. Those days, I mean, she was just shedding dollars just to do it for the sake of doing it. Right.
Agreed.
Shout
out
and then now, I mean, we really have to thank her for really what she's done to it.
Back then, right?
Before that, there was tons of coverage. You could not, I mean, everybody, this is back when you had to have your camera. Like, everybody was like this, had their camera, right? It was like this, right? And everybody had it. And it'd be on VHS tapes, right? All right. And then we'd share them. But then when Emily came out, people got used to, hey, I could see my name. And then, Zach, you're right. Blitz Kick came up. Jamie Craven started Sport Karate Video. All right. Yep. So there was a lot of those. Emily's the only one who lasted all those times. Yeah, point fighter. But Emily's the one who's lasted the longest. It does have to come down to, it's not that complicated. All right. For the scale of what Emily does, that's complicated. That's hard. All right. But there's people out there. You could hire a content creator. You just hire content creators and go out there with their phone. Be like, here, just get all of these rings right here in this cluster. Just videotape everything. They'll just do that stuff for you. All right. There you go. Boom. Put them in charge of your social media app, and then boom, boom. They will do that. You could not know one thing, and I don't know a lot, right? And they will take care of it for you. It's pretty simple.
Yeah. I agree that we need to give Emily her credit for back then.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, we do need to give Emily. She did a great job. But also, competition makes you work a little bit harder, man. Blitz Kick, Tournament News Online. But I do think all of those guys did amazing. Like being able to watch fights at 3 different angles, or like even like unfortunately, I was a Blitz Kick first. Like I was typing in Blitz Kick first to like search up the nose fight. But I do think we need to hold each other accountable, man. Like Mallory knows enough, you know, and I feel like Mallory is very in tune with point fighting. I think he knows social media very well. I think he also has the ability to find somebody who knows social media even well, and even better than he does. And I'm seeing the same AKA clips from 2018.
Yeah.
Like, well,
okay.
I just think that like we need to hold each other accountable. I think the best recorder right now, to be honest, the best coverage is Will, man. Will, where you at? Yo, Will will be live at every event. Full coverage, dog. Shout out Will, man. Will, you need to start. With that being said, I do want to start point fighter professionals media thing. Like, see if I could just get people to record. But that's a lot to do and compete at the same time.
It is, man. It is. And listen, Colby, I know it's hard because I try to get as much film as I can for Martial Arts Center Network, and honestly, like I can't. I got so much going on. I can get a little bit here or there, and that was always my plan. Oh, I'm going to do this and that, and then I kept taking on more and more responsibilities, you know. And so it's crazy.
Yeah,
Sport Karate is doing a great job with the individual.
I don't think Sport Karate Zone is doing well, but you know who is doing well though? Y'all need to go follow. I know he gets a lot of hate, bro. Y'all gonna hate me for saying this, bro.
Well, who?
Man, Alex's stuff is great, bro.
Hey,
Alex Reyes.
Oh yeah, Alex Reyes. Alex, you can't miss.
Alex, look, here's my advice to you. Go, Alex. If you just got somebody who just posted point fighting well, actually, I think you should probably maybe cut back on the point fighting. But Alex, your stuff is amazing though. I think you could either find somebody who knows point fighting a little bit better to get your clips organized a little bit better, because I do feel like sometimes they're a little random.
Oh, right. I see.
Yeah. I'm talking about Point Fighter Live. But
Yeah.
I think his stuff is great. I think it's good stuff. Brandman Dan, really professional. Brandman Dan be having 2 cameras. I watched him at work. I ask a lot of questions. So I'll be like, what camera is this? Or like where I find it. Yeah, stuff like that.
What's his name? His name is Daniel, right? Isn't that his name?
Yes, Daniel.
Right.
Danny Tire airdrop you all your fight same day when I'm there. I got everything you need. Yeah, people. Oh yeah. Brett too. Brett be holding it down. Brett gets me the fights immediately.
I love it.
You know,
man.
but
I mean, if you just think about it as far as coverage, because I don't disagree with you, Ty. So I think for coverage,
we need to step away from the live streams.
Yes, thank you.
We need to step away from the live streams.
when Emily started the live streams, the way she did it was
She didn't start it, but yeah.
it was brilliant when she started it the way she did, because it was simple. She said, "Okay, I'll never forget which one it was." Oh man, it was almost 11 years ago. Crap. It was 2015 AKA. And she goes, "All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to do super lightweights all the way to heavyweights in this one ring. This is what we're going to do." All right.
That way we can
None
share
of us had an issue with that. We weren't going to be like upset about like, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever, because it actually let us know like, all right, this is going to be pretty easy for us to figure out when we're going to fight, because I can tell like I'm a middleweight. I have this one before I go. I can mentally plan for that.
Correct.
Nobody was upset, and it was easy for her to run it that way. And then you could go through and know, all right, boom. If I want to see Ryan George fight, boom, I just go to about where I see his weight class, and then I can see him fight. If I want to see, Bailey Murphy fight, I go find his, boom, and I go find that. Right? It's not that it wasn't that hard.
But at that time, they were doing the live streams and still recording videos at the same time.
That's hard.
Yeah,
That's what they were doing. They were doing both. Yeah, I know that. I know that ain't easy.
Yeah.
I know that ain't easy, but I think that we should. What happened? What I think is happening as well is
just go back to the original fights.
It's too easy. It's too easy for people to feel like they're there with you at the tournament. Nah. You should see it through a video. Don't watch it through a live stream. It'll just make you feel like you're there with us. And I feel like make it harder to see. I'm not saying charges. But I'm just saying like have them wait till the end of the day for the videos to be uploaded. I don't think it's especially with the technology now. You could record on your phone. You could pause mid recording if anything happens. You don't even have to edit it. It's a point fight. You just have to make sure you get a good angle. And I also feel like some people just don't want to watch a fight through their phone. So also the person who is there, they have to. I feel like whoever would be doing that job would have to get paid for the job, because they're literally taking themselves out of the situation. They're literally glued to whatever recording device it is. You don't even get to really immerse yourself within the atmosphere.
100%.
And I feel like Ronnie was a part of the sports martial arts team at one point.
Ronnie
from
Kane.
He used to be on my team. Ronnie Zabala. No, not Ronnie Zabala. What's his name, bruh? Ronnie.
Wow.
You got
He was on K-Top. Oh.
And he used to have the long camera. Well, he used to be on sports martial arts. People used to help. Sam and Chris and Justin used to help Jessica. And I know this is also left field, but when was the last time you seen I could be wrong. When was the last time we seen just pictures taken of an event that isn't a nighttime event? That isn't a nighttime show, with the exception of Jacob Rock's brother, who takes pictures and clips. But
more on the form side. Yeah, I understand.
Yeah,
with the pictures thing, the reason I a reason why is a lot of times because when we put these images or this media out, the algorithms don't prioritize pictures more than they do videos. So if I take a picture, I post that on IG, nobody sees it. Right?
Yeah, but
Come on, brother. Come on, yo, Alex, you're talking to me. Alex, you're talking to me about social media, bro. The algorithm also doesn't. The algorithm also doesn't react well to you posting something from a bunch of years ago that isn't touched up on.
Now that's true as well.
So like what are we talking about? Like it goes back to me seeing clips of AKA in 2018. So like the algorithm, like we don't care about the algorithm. Basically, the only person that cares about the algorithm in here is Alex Reyes. Come on, man. Come on, man. Let's talk about it.
Well, I mean, Instagram is wanting people to put the carousel of photos out. That's their big thing. That's what they're trying to get people to do now. So yeah, that's where they're trying to push extra bonuses for is the more you do of those. So.
Carousels.
Yeah. So I mean, I think there's a need for that, you know, and a want for that. But dude, I mean, there seems like there's 2 or 3 camera photographers at events every one, but they're kind of all doing similar things, right? The same rings. So
all right. So here's something that like on a similar like perspective, but a different field. Okay. So I am not very good at social media. So with my company, I'm like, I need to get a content creator, and I want to do that because I've got too much to work on when I'm DJing and I'm mixing an event. Like I can't also be like, here we go. Right. Yeah. Plus, whether or not I'm getting something good or not, it looks like I'm not into what I'm doing. Right.
Yeah.
Listen to this. This one's funny. Okay. So I was thinking like, man, I have to get a content creator. So there was this one event I did not that long ago. Right. And the venue had a content creator. The bride hired a content creator. The photographer also had a videographer, and then they also had a content creator. And so, but if I would have had one, that could have been 4 different content creators in one time. That's nutty.
Yeah.
But look at our venue. We got like 2,000 people running around.
Right.
Who cares if there's 10 content creators?
Exactly.
Ty, you might be onto something, man. Why you should spearhead this thing.
I think we're slowly moving away from like the live stream era, and I'm just trying to figure out what it is so I can like get ahead on it early. I think there's something there. Like even like in terms of like seminars, I feel like there's a shift happening. We just need to figure out. And
also, I agree.
Also,
my idea for seminars too, Ty, has changed too. We'll have to talk about it another time. But go ahead.
Also, I feel like I could really just be myself in terms of this karate stuff after I've gotten a little bit more seasoned and accustomed to the politics. I've gotten to the point of my career where I really just don't care. In terms of like, I don't care what I say. These people ain't doing nothing for me. These people ain't paying me. I could literally say like what I want. And first order of business is use my code in the top 10 shop. Ty Saint 11. But I feel like
you say Ty Saint 11?
Ty Saint 11, yeah. I'm just gonna be myself, and I'm glad that you guys gave me this outlet to even do that.
Oh, of course. I mean, that's kind of what I said, bro. It was like, hey, just get on here and chop it up with us, man, because that's what we love doing, you know. And that's what I was telling Alex, is like, listen, if we have time, let's just have them on and like do what we do, together. And, of course, then this beautiful thing just dropped in our lap of the new rules. And it was just awesome, right?
So what I'm gonna be doing is like I've been what I'm gonna do. I have like a few of my students or I had a few people like clipping up the stream so we could post it later.
Yeah. Yes.
And that's
Definitely.
how you get the word
Of
across.
Of
Can I ask
course.
you another question about you?
What's up?
Because you mentioned like how many years, are these people going to do this until they're like they can't afford it anymore. Not going to dig deep into that, but it does bring something up. Have you ever considered going full contact?
I've considered boxing. I really love boxing. It's a beautiful sport. I think I feel like the way that people can use the limited amount of punches that they have to be as good as they are, or like separate themselves. I think that's amazing. In full contact, you have like there's a plethora of techniques in full contact. You saw the illegal contact rule, all those things you could do, and I think also that is a beautiful thing as well. But unfortunately, I'm just not as gifted in terms of, or I just don't try to be or want to be as gifted with my legs as others. Like I could throw a spin kick, I could do like all the flashy stuff if I really wanted to, and I'll drill it. But for the most part, I prefer to just kick with my dominant leg. And just me being somebody who knows how to fight and knows how a high level fighter that would give somebody problems think, they'll probably just chop down at my back leg or something, or just force me to switch stances in some capacity. I just haven't trained
You're saying
enough.
if you went full contact, it would force you. You're saying that because you don't kick with both legs equally.
Yeah, I don't even try.
Like to.
Yeah, I mean I try now because actually Hop, because Hop is like he loves training full contact, but I just like to fight. So like I just like to fight. So Hop and I, when we're training, he usually brings me through some drills to help me get better with kicking with the right leg, or just to implement it in my own way. But a lot of it is really just point fighting and just keep going. Like it's really just point fighting.
I think you should point fight or not. I think you should go full contact sooner rather than later.
And I agree with you.
So but let's take the name we've been bringing up a number of times today. Let's take the name Raymond Daniels. Okay.
I'm with it.
We can all say he's the best that this sport has ever seen in terms of point fighter. He's the best. Some like older seasoned guys will say it was Nasty Anderson. I didn't see Nasty as much, so I saw him, but listen, Raymond freaking Daniels. The point is, Ray did go full contact and he did reach high highs, but I think by the time he did go full contact, he was in his mid to late 30s. So by that time he really started hitting like these feature fights, he's in his 40s. Right. So he really couldn't have a long extended full contact career because like listen, fighting full contact at 40, right, regardless of the level, that's a risk.
MVP's about to be 40, right? He's 38 or 39.
Yeah. So he's getting close.
I agree. I do feel like though, personally, karate hasn't done anything wrong to me. In terms of, I'm not talking about the competition end, and even in the competition end, at the end of the day, they are memories, good memories, bad memories. I learned from them. I enjoyed them, and I feel like karate is like it's like a degree in a way. I tell people this a lot. It's like a degree. Once you are a black belt, or at least the school or the culture that I grew up in, once you are a black belt in our system, you are accustomed to going off and opening your own school, essentially. You know, so it's like you having a ticket, having like you getting your degree, and now you're just moving into your career. In terms of like, and I feel like for other people, they need to move over to full contact. You know, like I feel like Raymond should have moved to full contact, but also Jody, like I said, with the degree, like it was different paths essentially. Like Jody started teaching, like he had a very successful teaching career. Raymond could have went to full contact, but now also Raymond is teaching as well. And I don't know what Tank is doing, but but yeah, that's where I was essentially going with it. I feel like there's two ways that you can go, and you just need to make that decision earlier than later. Like I feel like I am I give the flowers out a lot to Murph, like, and I am also like, Murph is my best friend, and I see like right in front of me what being the best in the world has to offer, you know. And I'm be honest, and I tell him all the time, like, I'm be honest, this is not worth it. Like, he literally just does it because of like how much he loves karate, you know, like how much he loves point fighting, like and it's mesmerizing. I feel like also that I can only get to the place that he gets to, like, in certain moments, because I take different events more serious than others. As opposed to him, every tournament or every situation is live or die with him, you know. And I feel like he should move that fire over, like, to full contact, to kickboxing, to ITF, or even just to somewhere that just would appreciate him.
Right. Exactly.
You know, like, I feel like he is one of, I'm not gonna say one of, he is probably the most grateful and generous best fighter in the world that there is. Like, think about it. Like, John Jones ain't just gonna fight anybody, anywhere, anytime, anyhow, you know, in any of those sports. Canelo might, but but like, if you like, there's not many people that's like that, and I feel like you should just go somewhere that's appreciated, you know. And like, me personally, I'll set my mind to something, I complete it, I'm finished. Our point fighting, our sport is a game of longevity, you know. It's a game of longevity, and I do feel like I would have preferred, like, to really, really hunker down and focus up for one person in one fight, and beat the person up, and then move on with my life, you know. Like, I have no interest. I mean, I don't mind fighting twice, like, beat him once, do it again, so you know you meant it.
So you couldn't see yourself really, like, being in a world where you had 10 full contact fights?
Yeah.
Yes, you could, or you're like, no, that's
I could. I did my first one this year at King of New York.
All right.
You're going to Abu Dhabi.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Let's kill it out there, man.
Oh, that's a whole new. Yeah, I'm excited for Abu Dhabi. We're gonna do it again. We're gonna run it back.
Let's get another one. Let's get another Team USA win, man. That was exciting.
You ever been to that area of the world before?
Nope. I'm a little concerned.
I mean, what are people telling you about, like, what you need to do as far as traveling there? I don't know nothing.
I've been doing my own research.
Well, what are you coming up with?
I'm not gonna lie, like, I did so much research to a point where I did a walkthrough with somebody of the airport when I land, like what it's gonna look like when I land, because it's there's no room for error over there. If they lock me up, I'm not getting back.
Right,
You know, and
exactly.
there's just a lot of things that I don't know. So I prefer to be safe than sorry. You know, so I look even their rules. I'm just going there to win a gold medal and come back. There's
Yeah.
nothing else. Yeah.
Are you gonna
Yeah,
do
I
any
was
sightseeing or
looking forward
nothing?
to it, man.
Say it again.
Are you gonna do any sightseeing or anything?
Yeah, we're gonna go to Dubai with Jesse and Tyson, and D Hop.
Okay.
But that's about it.
Yeah.
And then we gotta lock in for fights.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking forward to the opportunity of doing WAKO this year. That didn't work out for me just because of the way the divisions ended up not being added, like I was told. But and then also, so it was weird because when we were at nationals, I didn't hear a lot of people worried about it or whatnot. But then when I was at WKU and they announced that next year it was going to be at Abu Dhabi, that was the big talk. Everyone was freaking out about what's it going to be like and this and that. So I think, you know, I know for they're at a resort where it's just everything is all inclusive. You stay there, you don't leave. You know, the
Yeah.
rules are different in the resort. You can live more like you would at home, but if you step
it's really
out,
nice.
you gotta understand that, you know, it's going to be different. So that's pretty much the same thing, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah, it's exciting. That was a whole different. There's just a lot going on. I just try after my crash outs when I was younger. I just try not to get upset at the things I can't control. You know, like in terms of all of this like karate stuff. I try not to even like have certain conversations with my kids because it's like, do you really want to know what I think? You know, because like for somebody who's been a child and like looked up to all these people and just thinking when I got to adults it was gonna be one way and then it just being another. Yeah, I just prefer to keep my thoughts to myself. You know.
Well, listen, man, this has been a great show. We love having you on. We've gone 2 hours and we've kept people watching the whole time. So
The whole time was
congrats.
crazy.
Yeah, it's wild, man. A couple of things I want to share. Just, you know, again, tomorrow's Veterans Day. Thank you to all the veterans in our country. Also, happy birthday to Edgar Cordova. You know, one of my best friends and teammate. I'm sure there's some other birthdays out today too. Some martial arts.
Yeah, wait. Today's the 10th. It's the Marine Corps' birthday today.
Yes, exactly. Yep. There we go.
Wait, I don't know who. Well, who's Edgar?
Edgar Cordova. He's one of the coaches on Revolution from Guatemala.
You know.
Oh yes, I know Edgar. All right, that's whoa. I do know Edgar. Why?
Yeah,
It's because you said teammate, and then I immediately thought of a different Edgar, and I was nah, that's a different green team.
Yeah. That's awesome. It's funny. Oh, dude, this has been so much fun, man. Thanks, Ty. And we'll keep doing what we do, man, and keep sharing and growing the sport. And you keep doing what you're doing and go out there and kill it in Abu Dhabi, man.
Sir, look out for my next video breakdown, Alex.
100%.
Tomorrow.
This has been another episode of Inside Scoop with Alex and Jeff. I'm Alex Dingman.
I'm Jeff Doss. See you guys next week. Thanks, Ty.
Bye.